Hello, and welcome back to my channel, Dawson ASMR. And today's video is the long-awaited part 5 of our film collection. And thus far we have looked at 4Ks and horror Blu-rays, all of my other Blu-rays. We have looked at my horror DVDs, the rest of my general DVDs, and for our last part, we're going to be looking at all of the television shows that I own. And these are going to be a mix of Blu-ray and DVD. And I don't have that many shows, but I do have, the shows that I do have, the majority of them I have every season. So there'll be different ones to show you. So, and they're all neatly here on the shelves. I'm just going to pull them off as we go, and I'll just show them to you. You know the drill. This is the 5 times we're out with this. So, I'm not making the mistake of letting my throat get dry like last time. So, let's go ahead and get our knickknacks off first. I usually do this beforehand. A random chip clip. Hairband, a Mothman figurine, a lighter, an SD card, and some clips, some thumbtacks. Oh, that's a great way to stab myself. Okay, so the first one. Now, something a lot of people don't know about me is that I love The Walking Dead. No, I don't have The Walking Dead. I need The Walking Dead, but I can't justify spending money on new, and to buy it used is really difficult to find. So, however, I do have this because, and this is a funny story. So, I'm going to show it to you first. This is The Ones Who Live, and we know that this is the sequel that came later after. It's not a spoiler to say Andrew Lincoln left the show at a certain point, who plays Rick Grimes, and he later had to revive his character. But the funny thing of this is that my boyfriend and I bought this for each other without realizing it. We both realized we bought the same thing. So, this is the special first steelbook. So, it comes with a little slip, and then it has just the steel. And I'm definitely going to show off this one because it is just so cool, and I love a good steelbook. And inside, it is so pretty. Look at that. It comes with, this is really neat, I'm not going to use this. I have a blue jean jacket, but I think I want to keep it in here for safeties. But it comes with a patch of the CRM. And then it has all 6 episodes. And it just has like a fire design. It is so cool. I love all of The Walking Dead. The first season is the best. When Frank Darabont was still in charge, it was the best. Though I think his touch is there through at least the first 4 seasons. The first 3. But this is the best thing that was made. Rick and Michonne are absolutely terrific. Denai and Andrew bring these characters in such a way that I just adore them. But yeah. And unfortunately, you have to have watched at least through season 9 to watch that, but it's worth it. So, then we have a fun little box set. I think it might be my only box set, because everything else I bought individually. I like to own the individual cases, but this was cheaper. And you'll notice the collections I have. I really like HBO shows, or I liked when HBO used to do really good shows. They still do some good ones here and there. Oh, this mother's heavy. Okay, you'll have to ignore the tape, but because I did buy it used. But this is my 6 Feet Under box set. 6 Feet Under, if you don't know, is a story of a family who they run a funeral home, and there's just a lot of drama, there's a lot of angst. The ending quite literally broke me into tears. I was sobbing so hard that I felt like I was going to be sick. My boyfriend was sobbing so hard that he did get sick. We fully agreed that it probably triggered the flu, which is ironic. But it's just such a cool design. It has the title, and it looks like dirt, right? Like you're under the grave. It's because you are. There is the tombstone, and this. It's AstroTurf. How cool is that? How cool is that? It's AstroTurf. But it comes with a tab. Like I said, it's used, so it's a little rough around the edges, but it's fine. It has the cast on it, and it has all of the DVDs on the seasons. And then this, I'm going to try to pull it out here. This is like a little in memoriam. And this is what I mean by they used to do this stuff right. I think I mentioned in my horror video that DVDs aren't made the same anymore. If not even just for the cases, it's the fact that none of them come with special fun things anymore. You buy a box set of, I don't know, say The Walking Dead, right? It comes in a cheap plastic case. There's nothing special about it. This comes individually cased for each season. You have a little in memoriam book. I'm just going to quickly show you what's in this. You've got your DVD paper that tells you the Dolby and stuff. You have a family tree all the way from Nathaniel and Ruth to the whole kids. And it has the entire family. So you have the dad, and you have Ruth, you have Nate and David and Claire, who is iconic, Brenda, also iconic. You have Keith, who ends up being, well, sorry if I spoiled it for you, but it is just, I don't know, it is just so fun that they included this little detail. It comes with a little advertisement for if you want to buy their other things. So you have like The Wire, which, y'all ever heard that joke where it's like, we now return to Breaking Bad. You will tell everyone in the world that Breaking Bad is the best show ever, except for maybe The Wire. But they're right. I love The Wire. The Sopranos. It was good. It was okay. Entourage, Sex and the City. I live for Sex and the City. And then I'd never seen Deadwood. But they don't do stuff like this anymore. This is another thing. This is part of it. You can't take this part out. It comes with a CD. All the music that is featured in this, even down to Sia's last song, is in this. You have Coldplay, Sia, Radiohead, Arcade Fire. You have a little booklet with information about the songs. You have a little booklet with information about the composers. Thomas Newman did some music for this. And it's just, I don't know, it's so cool. You have a little in memoriam. Like, it's their playing with the gimmick of it being a funeral home. And I'm spending a lot of time on this one, I'm sorry. But I think you can sell me when the packaging is done right. So that's 6 feet under. So then we have another HBO show. And I feel like when you think of HBO, what's the one show you think of? Tell me in the comments what you think of. Because I feel like for me, I personally think of Game of Thrones. And I have Game of Thrones here. So, and these are really fun. If you all don't know Mercari, the American shopping app, you need to. Because I got all of these on Mercari. For like $30 for all of them. It was crazy. But this is the first season. First season is perfection. The only thing on the case was a little cracked. That's fine. Absolute perfection. And this also came with the Conquest and Rebellion animation. Really cool. The only thing about this is I wish this matched the rest of them, because the rest of them you're going to see are really cool. I have season 2. Also, perfection. See, all the rest of them have these little slips. We have probably my favorite case, season 3. Backwards. It's the shadow of the dragon. Purposely done like that. So that when it's all in, it's like the shadow. It's really cool. Love it. The best season, in my opinion. Season 4. Yeah. Really cool. Very, very cool. And with this show, I love fantasy. I love anything that has to do with like King Arthur era, knights, dragons, things like that. So, season 5, very cool case. This is still a really good season. And I love that this one is textured. Like gold almost. It's really cool. Then we have season 6, which arguably, this one doesn't have like a slip, but it's still the case. This is arguably the craziest season. Very wild. A lot of like crazy stuff happens. The best moment in the entire series happens in this season. So, very cool. It has the mini faces, a plot line that arguably did nothing, but just saying. You have season 7. Now, I didn't grow up watching this, but I want you to know, I'm leaning in to talk to you. I sympathize with those who grew up watching this, because you have to wait year by year by year, and then you get to these last 2 seasons, and like season 7's like, oh, okay, well, it's good, but like, you know, season 8. Because like this whole time you have winter's coming. Winter's here. Winter's here, girl. Better watch out. Get that parka. And then you have the long, long awaited season 8. And I am just going to say, take the worst books on Book Talk right now. Those authors could have written a better season 8. That's just my opinion. And I'm not usually the type of person who's like, let me jump on the hype for hating the, because like I love a lot of books people hate. I love a lot of TV shows people hate. This was genuinely, talk about hate. This was hateful for them writers to do this. That was hateful. That was mean. That was spiteful, in my opinion. That was the tip of the douchebaggery iceberg. So, that's my Game of Thrones seasons. Like I said, 4 is my favorite. 6 is really iconic. But they all have their parts. The 8th one has beautiful filmmaking, but story-wise. But don't they just look so pretty when they're all done up together? If only that first one matched, but they're so gorgeous. Let's get a thumbnail. Doesn't that work? It's so cool. Okay. So, those are my two. Those are my big boys. Then we have, what a surprise, more HBO. And these are, so I love Spielberg, right? Spielberg is iconic, okay? And I don't think anyone tackles the World War II topic better than him. And Schindler's List, I already talked about that in my last video. Saving Private Ryan is really good as well. I'm going to take a moment just to sit with that. This is my little box set. There's a paper with all my Spielberg 2 bodies on it, but I now have a letterbox for that. So we have Band of Brothers, The Pacific. These are terrific miniseries. Let me tell you about them real quick. Band of Brothers. Iconic. The best of the best. This is the U.S. Army. It is in World War II. And it is the 101st Airborne Division, Easy Company. And if I'm not mistaken, it's this one that it's from D-Day to like Battle of the Bulge. They end up in Normandy, like with Hitler's nest or whatever. Just so iconic. Then you have the Pacific, and this is the Marines. So we have 3 divisions now, mind you, because I don't have Masters of the Air yet, but we have 3 divisions now of the military from Spielberg when it came to World War II. We have the Army, we have the Marines, Masters of the Air with Austin Butler and Callum Turner. Sorry. That is the Air Force. So, we're dismissing the Navy. Maybe we'll get a mini-series of that. But, these are both really, really excellently made. Band of Brothers is my favorite. But, I will not lie to you and tell you that I have put both on. Binged both in a day, multiple times, 24 hours. I've just sat there and just binged them because they're beautiful, they're breathtaking, they're stunningly made. The storytelling is absolutely beautiful. Spielberg has always been huge on historical accuracy, and there's only like one little inaccuracy in Band of Brothers. It's really confusing why they made the choice. It's otherwise very excellently made. They interview the real people in these, so the real veterans had a say in what was being made. Very cool, very well done. What's even crazier is that I watched this with my boyfriend. He lives in a city, or a town really, where a lot of the soldiers from the 501st, the 101st Air Division, they lived there after they got back. It's crazy. So, really cool. So then I can show you, I'm going to show you from this end first, because I feel like they're less likely to fall, like this one just did. Also, if I look a mess, I don't care. It's a lazy day. I'm making this, and then I'm probably just going to lay in bed and read, because yeah. So, do you mind if I talk to you about my favorite TV show of all time? Like, can you handle that? Are you okay with that? Because it's very likely that I'm going to make you watch this. So I have a tattoo, and I've showed you this off multiple videos. This only works if you let go too. And I look at that as like my anxiety and stuff, because I'm addicted to my own anxiety. But it comes from this TV show, Mr. Robot. I'm gonna cry. I could really cry. I love this show so much. This show follows Elliot Alderson, who is a computer hacker, and he's a computer hacker for good. He he's technically a terrorist, but who's counting? And the show is 4 seasons, and it follows essentially him and his organization, F Society, as they try to take America and the world, really, back from the 1%. They try to, all the things that we dream about in our daily lives: erasing debt, making affordable housing, making sure people in power aren't destroying the lives of those who aren't as significant, like healthcare companies, CEOs of medicine, and big organizations like the shopping centers like Target and Walmart. It's just that kind of story, but it's also a commentary on mental health. Elliot, from the very first episode, is seeing a therapist for anger issues, and He Talks does. So, sort of as an outlet. Very well done. You will not see the twists coming. You just won't. And the cast is phenomenal. I can say that's not a spoiler. Maybe it is. I won't. Okay. But I mean, you have Malik, you have Christian Slater. It's not a spoiler. Meryl Streep's daughter is in this, for God's sakes. And she steals the show every scene she's in. Just absolutely stunning. If you have not watched it, it is on Prime Video. I'm going out of my way here to tell you little secrets how you can watch this. Like these HBO shows, you have to have HBO. You have to have Max. Go to Prime. You can get a free trial. If you are on EBT, if you are on food stamps, if anyone in your household receives EBT, if you are on, I think it's state health insurance, if you receive any supplemental, if you are a student, whatever, you get Prime. Very cheap. Very cheap. I'm still on my student discount. That ID doesn't expire until 2030 or something. So, but very good TV show. Please check it out. It's on Prime Video. It's just worth it. It is. It just really is. I can't say enough good things. So then we have. This is interesting. I want to double check. I don't. No, this is the only TV show that I have not watched. It's because it was a Christmas present. But it's Fantasies. Maybe I should watch it. This is Legend of the Seeker. I have never watched this. I know why I got it as a Christmas gift, because the person who gave it to me, I was doing a gift exchange. Not a Secret Santa, but like a gift exchange thing. And this was like 4 or 5 years ago. And that person knew that I liked Game of Thrones and fantasy books and things, so maybe it fits that. I have no idea. It looks good though. I mean, don't see a cast list or anything. But I did complete first season, so I'm guessing there's a second, third, fourth seasons. But that's the only one I have that I've not watched. Interesting. I'll have to watch it. But now, think about me as I love TV. And I wish there was a Letterboxd app for TV. I don't own even 10% of the TV I've watched because it's just unrealistic, honestly, to go out of my way to buy all of it. But whatever. Now we have, and I want the rest of these, but honestly, as long as it included all the episodes of this one, I'd be happy with that cheap little box set, little one case. But this is the first season of the Teen Titans cartoon. And if you grew up watching this cartoon, you were very familiar with Puppy 𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐲. And I was looking at this case not 3 or 4 days ago, and I got smacked in the face with a visceral, nostalgic memory of the Puffy 𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐲 dolls. Do you all remember those? They made 3 or 4 of them, but I had the 2, the purple and the pink, the original 2, and they sang when you push a button, and they had like guitars and stuff, and they had these giant boots, really cool. But Teen Titans, this is, I feel like this, the 90s Spider-Man animated cartoon, and the Batman animated series, those are the blueprints for cartoons. Sorry. This is so well done. I grew up loving it. I never missed an episode when it was coming out. Just so cool. I love Teen Titans. I've read a lot of the comics, and I think this team lineup is my favorite. I mean, maybe for nostalgia's sake, but also it's the coolest. How can you not love it? You have Beast Boy, you have Raven, you have Starfire, you have Cyborg, and you have Robin. And this is the complete first season. It has 13 episodes, I believe. And it's just so cool. However, if I'm not mistaken, because the Batman animated series is the same way, if you want to watch this and comprehend it, look up a chronological watching order. Because the thing with cartoons back then, the Clone Wars cartoon did the same thing. They would make the episodes and plot them out based on chronological. That made sense to publish them that way. It's like writing a book. You write 10 chapters. You write them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The studio's Cartoon Network would put them out in different orders. Like you'd have 2, 3, 1, 4, 7, 5, 6, 8, 10, 9. It's really stupid, but maybe look up an order. So, but love Teen Titans. I'm gonna sound like I'm reading everybody when I say this. If you grew up in the 80s, I did not, but if you grew up in the 80s, or you were just a kid who was influenced by the 80s cartoons, you'll know this one. Jem and the Holograms. Jem and the Holograms. Produced by Hasbro on the Saturday morning cartoons. You got Jem, you've got her girlies, you've got Synergy, Syndrome, and oh my god, that kind of came from that, didn't it? It came from Synergy. Oh, cool. Anyways, it is just so cool, and I say that because all this really was this girl group taking on other girl groups, the misfits, the stingers, and in their downtime, or the other part of their lives, they're running a girls' home for, like, I think they do mention it's like a Wayward's Girl Home or something, it's basically for homeless, underprivileged, what have you, for young girls, and I just love that. I think it's so cool that a cartoon back then could exist with such meaning And nowadays we don't get that. And we don't speak about the live-action movie. This is really fun. This is a cool little addition. Like I said, when it comes to cartoons like this, there's no point in like a big, for me, I just want to be able to know that all of the episodes are there, so I have them all. Just pop them in, you go. This is from Walmart, by the way. And it was the last one, but that's how it came. So, but very cool. Very cool. So then we have back to HBO. We on that HBO kick. These are 2 miniseries, and I actually think one is not a miniseries anymore. I think they decided to finally bring it back after COVID, because it really put them on hiatus. But this is well, that one I'm talking about is, and it has paper stuck to it, great. Mare of Easttown. Oh, I love this so much. Mare of Easttown has Kate Winslet. It has Evan Peters. It has Miss Deborah Vance herself, Jean Smart. It is a really interesting take on the small town murder mystery. A young girl is found murdered, a teenager, and this is a town where, like, your biggest crime is a streaker, which is the opening scene, or raccoons in the backyard, you know? Yet you sympathize with these characters, you latch on to Mare, you latch on to her family, and by the end of it, you are lost for words, because the twist, I don't care what you say, you will not guess what the twist is. It literally shocked me into silence. But if you have not watched this, you need to watch it. They're supposed to be making a season 2. It was a miniseries. COVID put it on hiatus. We're supposed to be getting a season 2, which I'm very excited for, because this was so good. And then the other one, and I do believe this is the last HBO TV show that I have. I feel like this is underrated. A lot of people don't talk about it enough. I personally adore it. I think the 2 leads are perfect, and I think the story itself, while a little confusing, is also really beautiful, and it's about sustaining the test of time when it comes to love. And that's The Time Traveler's Wife. Now, I can tell you all about this, but the thing that's really fun, it's not fun, it's beautiful. I don't know if you all know who Youngblood is. I haven't listened to his music, but I've been seeing a lot of videos of him recently. And I saw a video where he said he released a new song, and Lawrence Pugh's in the video, and he was talking about how you don't just fall in love with someone once. You fall in love with them 10, 15 times. Because the person you fall in love with when you meet them is not the person they are the rest of their lives. And that comes down to they grow, they change, they find a new interest, maybe they take on a new job and it uses their time differently. Maybe they get sick, God forbid, disabled, God forbid. As you get older, things change. The person you were in love with when you're 40 is not the same person you're in love with when you met them at 20. You're not the same person. So it's like you have to fall in love with that person over and over and over. And I think that's just so beautiful. And I feel like The Time Traveler's Wife really gets that. It's about falling in love and understanding that time does not have time doesn't influence that, you know what I mean? You just, I don't know what I'm trying to say. You fall in love, and you do it over and over. And it's just, I don't know, it's really beautiful. I've seen people criticize this when it was coming out, even with the original movie and the book, and that one of the big criticisms, and I just want to speak on it, is he goes back in time to talk to, like, his wife when she's, like, 7, 8 years old. And to me, that's also really beautiful, because I think of the person I'm in love with, and I'm like, if I got to see who they were at 6, 7 years old, 7, 8, or 8 years old, and see that carefreeness, it's just really beautiful, you know what I mean? Like, if any of you who are married or in love or dating, and you see, like, a picture of your partner when they were a child, you're just like, wow, you know, I don't know who helped guide that kid to where they are now, but now I get to help take care of them, you know what I mean? I get to be their partner in life, you know, because I look at my 6, 7, 8-year-old self, and I'm like, I hope one day somebody will love you for who you are. 25 now. I don't know, I just love this. Sorry. I love love. I love all my romance books are back there. A bunch of romance movies. I love love. So, now on an opposite note, more comedic, and we don't speak about our interview, but y'all mess around with Glee, because we need to talk about Glee. We got to. Now, this is one that I don't own all of the seasons, but I'll tell you a funny story. And I'm going to show you all the seasons that I do have. So this is Glee. Okay, this is Glee. This is the first season. It's a chunker. And Glee is essentially, if you do not know, how do you not know, a high school where a Spanish teacher who problematically is not a Spanish-speaking person. He doesn't even speak correctly. I think is like half the joke of the show. Mr. Schuster's, never mind. I'm gonna start rambling about Glee. I'm gonna go Glee video. But anyways, he starts a Glee club by blackmailing a quarterback with weed and saying he's gonna get him expelled, and getting in screaming in fistfights with the girls' cheerleading coach, and you know. Anyways, it's just really, really weird, but really fun, and I think it was formative for a lot of people, especially those who like musical theater, who like music, who even just needed a place to like disappear into in their younger years. But the funny story about this is that my mother, who is not a very big TV person, that's the reason I own these, is because we decided one day, when we had a bunch of friends over, we were going to watch Glee. Just try it out for the heck of it. And we used a Netflix trial, back when Netflix had trials, and watched the first season. She wanted to own it. She wanted us to have the rest of them. So I got the rest of them. But I don't know what happened to the last of my collection. But this is the first season. Sorry, I'm a yapper. I'm a rambler. This is the second season. Sue Sylvester is an icon. She is a legend. She is the moment. Then we have the third season. And I can't tell you any one place the show falls off. Because was the show ever on? Or was it never off? In college, I took a Harry Potter and philosophy class. They should do a Glee and philosophy class. That's the third season. And then I have the fourth season, where they go to New York. Were Kurt and Blaine arguably the most toxic representation of a gay relationship? Yes. But, you know, whatever. So, yeah, this is Glee. It's just fun. I'm sorry, it's great. I don't have the last of the seasons. I have the concert DVD. Yeah. But, enough rambling. I rambled for 10 minutes about that. Then we have a cartoon. I'm almost embarrassed to show this. I'm gonna show it to you anyway. Because who are you all to judge me? I used to watch. I was not filtered as a child. I'm gonna get. Can I show these on here? I'm gonna get blocked by the moderators. I wasn't censored as a child. My mother and father took an attempt to censor what we were ingesting, but that did not stop me and my brother from when Adult Swim would premiere, we would put a VHS tape in the VCR, and at the time you could record VHS tapes without the TV being on. It would just record whatever channel the TV was set on before you turned the TV off, and we did that all the time. And we would watch it the next day when we were supposed to be in our rooms, playing with toys and stuff. So. But Comedy Central did a few cartoons, South Park being one of them, and we all love South Park. But this is a weird one, and I only bought these because they're very hard to find, and they were on sale in the Mercari app, free shipping, for $5. $5 free shipping, really? But it's drawn together. And I really don't think I can show these on camera. This one I can show on camera. This one I can't. This one I can't. This one I cannot show on camera. I don't know how to explain this show to you. I'm not going to spend very long on this, but it's essentially just parodies of real cartoons. Parodies of Superman and Betty Boop, and they essentially live in a Big Brother style house, except there's no competition, I don't think. It's been a long time since I've watched it. And yeah, it's very raunchy. You don't get to judge me for the things that I own. Comedy is subjective. Which leads me to this little quick discourse. And I'm not going to lean in for this one because I feel like we all need to be present here for this discourse, okay? Where was the divide where we stopped, essentially talking crap about Fox's animated lineup and started almost not memeing it, but praising it and making it huge? There is a fucking huge spider on my wall. Oh my god. I gotta release this. Hold on. Oh my god. Okay. Consider that man, woman, spider, whatever, released. Thank God for Windows that actually opened. My last house, they didn't. But anyways, the Fox lineup. When did it start that we started praising or whatever? I grew up with what is now Fox's lineup. Used to be Adult Swim's lineup. Family Guy, American Dad, or what you could still Adult Swim. King of the Hill. The Revival. Give it to me. And things like that. Bob's Burgers, a new one. Well, relatively new, based on cartoons that were from the 90s, Simpsons and stuff. I'm gonna show you these, and I'm probably gonna regret this because I feel like when I started this channel almost a decade ago, I almost seemed like this bright young kid who I watched, Barney at 17. No, y'all. I read 50 Shades of Grey when they were published. When I feel like I built this image for myself, and I knew no one else thinks that, but I have to stop. It's the only guy. I'm gonna tell you right about it. I love shows that can make me go to sleep and make me tune my brain off, and this one does that. all of Fox's lineup does, except for The Simpsons, because I actually have to pay attention to that. But this is just stupid. Now, the first earlier seasons, I think, had a good point. They were stupid, but they were fun. Newer seasons, however, are just they're actually stupid, and they're trying to appeal to TikTok audiences. But I mean, I don't know. Seth MacFarlane, very problematic, very controversial. He has done some good things. He gave, millions to the SAG-AFTRA pickets. Provided lunch every day. He has given money every year since he survived. He was supposed to be, the man who created this was supposed to be on one of the flights during 9/11, and he overslept because he was hungover. And every year since, he's given money to the fund for the families and stuff. But the show's very problematic. All the Fox's lineup shows are. But I have 1, 2, mind you, these are volumes. So, for some reason, the seasons are not season 1, season 3. Volume 1 has seasons 1 and 2. Volume 2 has season 3. Volume 3 has season 4 and season 5, I believe. It's stupid. But I have volume 4 right here. Some of these don't work. They skip. I got them, I think, from a yard sale. I don't know. Volume 5, which, does this have my favorite? My favorite episode is And Then There Were Fewer. No, this has Dewey Loves Lois and all that. Don't remember which season has And Then There Were Fewer, but it's I Love Clue. So, my boyfriend hates Seth MacFarlane, hates Family Guy. I don't blame him in the slightest, like, at all. But I had a lot of fun with it. And 90% of the time, I literally just watch to go to sleep. I need, I'm the kind of person who needs noise. So, Volume 6, Volume 7, this is, I don't think, an official release. This one I actually think is pirated. No, it's an official release, it's just really cheap. And then Volume 8. And this one, yeah. I don't have any more. That's the only ones I have. They have them in, these, like, 3 plastic cases that are almost like the Gem and the Hologram one, where it's just, like, these 3 bulky cases. And it has up to, like, season 18 or something. I don't need it. They're always on Hulu. Hulu basically owns it now. It doesn't even really, like, it used to be a show like this would premiere on Fox, and then you'd have to wait a year. Now it premieres on Fox, and that night at 3 a.m. it goes back on Hulu. So it doesn't really matter. All shows from Fox do that now. But yeah, I think I just spent 10 minutes embarrassing myself, but sorry. So then the last TV show I have to show you, and I want you all to know this will be the last TV show, this will be the last, this will be the end of my movie collection, 5 parts, and, it's funny because this is kind of a callback to half the comments that I received on my first video coming back 2 months now, over 2 months ago. Half the comments I received were about a certain mug, and I own every season of that show. Golden Girls. This is, I think it might be my favorite sitcom. Definitely between this, Modern Family, and Two Broke Girls for favorite sitcoms. I'm a big sitcom person, but this is the first season. I love how the cases, I'll show them to you right here. They all match in this beautiful foil. I don't know if these are, like, real. I got these, thankfully, on sale from Mercari as well, and they just all match. I don't know if they're real, but they seem to be. They have real menus, but I just love this. I love the show. It's so fun. I grew up watching this. I remember I love the cases, how they're done. I remember being, 6, 7, 8 years old, and I'd stay at a friend's house, and his mother so he would sleep with her, because he had an issue. He didn't like sleeping in the bed, and he wouldn't let me sleep alone in his room, because he just didn't want anyone to sleep alone in his bed. It was weird. I think it was like a monster thing. Anyways, rambling, yapping. I'd sleep on a roller bed in that bedroom with his mother and him, and there would be Golden Girls all night, which may have also influenced my reason for needing a TV to sleep at night. But anyways, first one, the second one, very nice, very nice. The third one, and notice how they're all different shapes. We've had rectangles, squares, diamonds. Diamonds are God's best friend. We have the clover. We have the star, very beautiful. We have the diamonds, the actual, real shaped diamonds, but very cool, very cool. And then we have back to the rectangles for the last season. Yeah. It's so cool. I love this show. It's my boyfriend's favorite TV show, sitcom. He's watched every little episode, every video. If there's ever a bar night trivia, he's gonna win. Just saying. But, love this. This is so crazy to have these stacks of movies from TV shows around me. But yeah, that is my TV collection, and that is all the films that I own. I don't think I'll show you the VHSs. I don't have that many, and it's just a chore to get them off the shelf and bring them up here, because they're all the way down the bottom, and they're organized in a certain pattern so that they all fit. But yeah, it's been fun. Thank you for letting me yap and ramble for what is probably well over 5 hours of footage. You can find the rest of these videos on a playlist here on my channel. Yeah, and until next time, remember, you're beautiful, you're wonderful, and you're loved.